Notice these guys aren't in riot gear. I mean, they have riot helmets on, but it's not the full battle armor, tear gas, ready to just wipe the floor with people. They're just there to keep the peace. Peace officers.
Do you see anyone with open carry?
Hey guys! Do I see anybody with who?
We've had 2 guys.
How many are open carrying right now?
2 guys tried to kill a friend of mine. Love your neighbor.
What's going on?
Well, previous to the shooting in Texas.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Okay, there were 2 guys from this mosque that got convicted in federal court for conspiracy for terrorism, right? So we got 2 guys convicted, 2 guys out of this mosque went to go shoot somebody that I know personally. So apparently, I'll hold it up, this cartoon by Bosch Foston was the winning cartoon in Texas.
Come over this way a little bit so the light's on you.
Oh yeah, let's move around. So this was the winning cartoon in Texas, in Garland, by artist Bosch Foston. Okay, this was apparently worth being killed over. He was going to die for this. Okay, this is actually somebody I know personally. This is a personal issue for me. Okay, he's a former Muslim. Okay, at 9/11, he went back and studied the Quran seriously, and he read it, and he determined it was evil. Okay, he adopted a new philosophy and became an atheist, and now he's got a death warrant against him. He gets countless death threats every single day because of this. If we can't speak out, we can't speak, we can't think. The ultimate goal is to destroy intellectual freedom and the ability for persuasion instead of violence. If we can't talk, we can't think, we can't be intellectual, we can't debate, we can't persuade, we cannot use channels that are nonviolent. This is what they want to stop. They want to stop thinking, they want to stop debate. They want to stop persuasion because they're against persuasion. They're for force. This is just an intellectual issue. It's on paper. That's all it is.
Wow.
It's that simple. And I'm shocked that behind me, there's supporters. All they had to do was check. This mosque has supported many people that have gone out and started jihad activities. They've had 2 people convicted in federal court, and they had 2 shooters from this mosque. How much more do you need? Ultimately, we're all motivated by ideas.
Very well said. Get his name,
Take
Biggs.
ideas seriously. They do.
What's your name?
They act on it. My name is Jonathan Conley.
Man,
Yeah.
very well said.
I'm going to get his contact
Nice to
info.
meet you.
Yeah.
This is ultimately an intellectual battle, but they bring it to us as a physical battle. We have to respond in some fashion. This is how we respond. We hold up and we speak.
Right.
What is the alternative besides that?
And we were trying to do that at the hashtag Black Lives Matter protest. We were trying to hold up signs and speak for the ones that can't be spoken for. These little babies that are being killed.
Now,
Go ahead,
as you
Joe.
can see, they put up this huge thing up. They've got an area lane for the police, and now everyone's chanting USA.
Wow. It's quite a crowd.
Yeah.
Friday afternoon in Phoenix, Arizona. This is the site of the Islamic Cultural Center?
It's the Islamic Community
Islamic Community Mosque. Oh, there's a good aerial shot right there. You can see the 2 sides facing off. I can see the American flags on one side, and then you can see the Muslim crowd. They look almost the same size.
Can I see your sign?
Yeah.
Here, come over this way a little bit so the light's on.
Look at Biggs giving camera direction.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah, there's the Charlie Hebdo. Yeah, we see the Charlie Hebdo cartoon.
It says, "Don't mess with Texas."
Yeah. Well, and that's actually when they had, if you want to be ISIS people.
2, Texas +2.
Right. Well, that's why.
Biggs, what's your opinion? Do you think violence could kick off at any time, or does it look like it's just going to be a shouting match?
Yeah, there's definitely some violent, angry people on the other side right now. I mean, they're coming out and screaming at people and flipping everyone off. Definitely not being peaceful.
Well, how do you feel?
Moment in time, I'll tell you that.
How do you feel knowing that ISIS was making some threats on Twitter, or some of their wannabe jihadists were threatening this event on Twitter?
And now on the other side, they're flying the flag upside down. I don't know if you guys can see that.
On the other side?
That's just a sign of distress. I don't think they realize that. That's just a sign of distress. That means your
Oh, yeah, I
country
know.
is in distress.
Well, and that's the thing that's so important to let people know is that this is America and the First Amendment is very important to us. People have died to ensure that we have that right.
And I don't know if the Muslim side of these people are supporting what ISIS is doing or supporting what Al Qaeda is doing. But one thing's for sure, and it's come out, we talked about it right in the beginning, but we are funding Al Qaeda. We jump-started ISIS essentially into what's going on now to use them as a proxy army. And now they're running wild. And that's what happens with these incidents. I was reading an article. I've got one up here from the Wall Street Journal from May 25th talking about the Battle of Ramadi. Now, let me ask you this, Biggs.
Yeah.
So the Battle of Ramadi started around May 5th. It talks about that the Islamic State launched an attack. Iraqis held them off with helicopters in the Golden Division. And then on the 13th, ISIS established a sniper nest and started taking out some people. Then on the 14th, they bring in an armored bulldozer.
Yeah, we're live right now on the news.
And spend over an hour clearing out a concrete barricade. Now, how come we didn't have any drones up in the air watching this and taking out this armored bulldozer? Biggs, let me ask you that. How could we, if we're supporting with air support on this campaign, how do we not take out this armored bulldozer that was breaking through the blockades that they put going into Ramadi?
Oh, I mean, that'd be easy to do.
Exactly. And then after that, they drive in 27 Humvees that have been converted into, they give it a name, VR, let's see, it's really interesting what they call them, vehicle-borne improvised explosive devices, or V-beds. And most of these are made from captured U.S. Military armored vehicles designed to be impervious to small arms fire. So they were to drive these into the city, blow up the outer defenses, and then invade.
Wow.
And we didn't have any air support, and that's how it fell. They were able to cut the groups in half. The Golden Division was cut off from the rest, and then everybody retreated. I mean, if that's not picture perfect, telltale evidence that we don't care what's going on with ISIS, we're just letting them run wild.
Right. Think about the people
And
that
we're dropping
died.
them weapons. The Iraqis are mad. And it's probably because the Iraqis have been coming out saying, hey, you're dropping them weapons. We've seen your helicopters. We fired at your helicopters because we see them bringing them weapons. It's ridiculous. Joe Biggs, your comments, if you could hear any of that.
No, you were cutting out on that. You were saying about in Ramadi how it fell.
Yeah, it just seemed like there was ample opportunity for drone strikes to be used in this fashion to repel an attack.
I mean, there was ample opportunity to take out ISIS back this time last year.
Oh, yeah.
They were convoying in from the northern part down into Iraq. I mean, we could have done successive bracketing. There's all kinds of things we could have used. We could have done, hit the first convoy, stop the convoy, then hit the last vehicle so no one can back up. And then you got it pinned right there. And then you just start nailing them with, airstrikes. It'd have been over with. We wouldn't be where we are today. And yet we allowed them to come into Iraq. We allowed them to take it back over after we found a reason to go into Iraq for these weapons of mass destruction that we were told. And then we send countless human beings' lives to go over there and die for something that was a lie. And now we're letting this Frankenstein monster that we've created come back and destroy the country that we helped try to get back. And now they're taking everything over. We're accidentally airdropping supplies to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just out of control.
And then we're
Twice. Doesn't
offering
happen
no
twice.
air support at all.
Yeah.
At least if you're going to say we're going to offer air support and drone strikes and missile strikes, then do it. Don't let city after city just fall and go, well, we don't know what's going on. But don't show video of the ISIS convoys. Don't show video of that because that's old news. That's what they came out. The Obama administration went to Fox and said, don't show video of that anymore because we don't like it. Because you know why? Because you see them in brand new vehicles. You see them in Humvees that we've delivered there and just left for them to take. It's totally ludicrous. Totally ludicrous. And then Judicial Watch comes out. Secret Pentagon report reveals U.S. created ISIS as a tool to overthrow Syria's President Assad.
Right.
I mean, it's all the proof is there, and it's stuff we've been saying for a long time. It's not, we didn't just come up with this. You go search, just go to the Alex Jones channel and search for videos on We Created ISIS, and you'll find tons of videos. We've been saying it since day one that this is a proxy army that we created. And that's what we do. We fund proxy armies. We had a guy who sent in a question. I guess I can't find it now. God.
Mordish, Precosh. I'm sorry, I don't. Something 94. Mordish is asking. It says this was set up 3 weeks ago on Facebook.
Oh, it was set up 3 weeks ago? Okay. Well, here's Lord Bone Shatter says, I live in Canada. Is there a chance Alex could cover laws that tread on our freedom? Well, let me tell you, Alex can't cover everything. I would say, Lord Bone Shatter, you get on YouTube and you start covering things. Hook up with like-minded Canadians in your area. Dan Dix is a guy who lives in Canada, and he's out there fighting for freedom. Why aren't you doing it? You get out there. If you have a phone, you could post a video and put it up on YouTube.
Right.
You can be your own activist. If you don't like the way things are going, then get up and change it. And we'll probably have you on the show if we like what you're doing.
Launched? I hate to talk about this. I don't have all the facts on it, but aren't we launching that new YouTube site to help people out with that?
Well,
Revolution News or something.
We just launched another YouTube channel, and this one we're not even monetizing. We're going to see how we can grow it organically, and we're trying different things. And actually, kind of Kit and Travis are taking that on, and we're posting some videos to that because the Alex Jones channel is so big. It's got so many subscribers. We're trying to find out how it's fresh out there. It's Resistance News. That's our newest channel. We actually put up John Bound's FIFA distraction exposed. And that's what's really, that's one of the things. The media is going crazy. Twitter's going crazy about this election for FIFA. I mean, really? That's what you people care about?
Right.
We don't care about the TPP?
What about the racketeering in our own election going on? Yeah.
We don't care about the TPP. We don't care about World War III possibly happening. I mean, Putin's basically saying he thinks that NATO is going to have no choice but to use nuclear weapons on it. I mean, that's where it's come to now. We've recircled around back to the Cold War.
Well, they know that there's so many people in the world that are football fans, so that's an easy distraction there.
It's a very easy distraction. And there's not corruption in sports? Come on. There's corruption in every sport. But I'm sorry, bread and circuses at this point is not important. We need to really dig down. ISIS being created by the United States government, that's a big issue. That's something people should be concerned about. They're now releasing these Dennis Hastert sex scandals. They're going after him. You and David talked about it earlier.
Right.
And they can't even put him on trial for that stuff.
Well, and that's not even what they've come after him for.
No, they're going after him for taking out his money.
Yeah, they don't want you to focus on the structuring so that you go, hey, what's the big deal with taking out your own money? They want you to focus on the sex scandal and on all the perversion. And they're like, that's the issue. That's the problem. He's a bad man. But that's not what they came after him for. They didn't care that he did that decades ago. And whoever was his victim, I mean, they were working a huge payout or whatever, which is not illegal. If he had gone with an attorney to do something like that, settle out of court with the victim, that's completely legal to do. But here, because he, didn't want to tell the FBI what he was up to with that cash money, that's why they came after him.
It's just, FBI need to know everything anyway. Hey, Joe, if you can hear us, tell us what's going on right now out in Phoenix on location at the Islamic Cultural Center. Or is it Islamic Community Center? I keep saying it wrong. Islamic Community Center in Phoenix, Arizona. Looks like he's turning.
Okay, there we go. All right, yeah.
Tell us what's going on, Joe.
There's a lot of people out here. There's screaming going on both sides, mostly from the other side, screaming over. And then you've got some people, looks like they've kind of infiltrated and came on our side. So the cops have been kind of like walking around, keeping an eye on them.
Yeah, keep an eye on those people because those are the ones that will attack. This is exactly, I guess they're taking right from the communist playbook. We had to deal with a smaller version of this a few months ago. Oh, there's an evil gun carrier, Biggs. Yeah. Are you scared?
Oh, you're
There's a gun.
There's some open carry.
Well, I actually have my HD firearms rifle on me right now.
Oh, my goodness. How dare you?
So
How dare
that's
you
why everyone
yourself.
coming up talking to you. So Davis Absolute, he's a Phoenix native, and he's asking you to interview.
It's got the tripod on it, or the bipod. Very good.
Look at that smile on his face.
And I've shot that same gun. That gun shoots like a Cadillac.
Close, overheard him talking about wielding knives and coming across into the crowd.
Well, we know there's
knives. You hear that? They
wielding knives, of course.
Yeah, no, the guy just said that he's like a security guy. He said that there's word that there's guys on the other side that have knives, and they've heard him say that they're going to come bum rush the line and come over here and start stabbing people.
What? Okay, tell that to the cops.
Did the cops know this?
Rob, have they never heard you don't bring a knife to a gunfight?
Yeah, but that's going to get, oh my God.
That's going to be crazy.
This is the most insane.
Yeah, you don't. Joe Jennings popped in. I don't know if that went out over the air, but he said you don't bring a knife to a gunfight. And you've got a lot of armed patriots